So, you want to build an outdoor fireplace chimenea? You're on the right channel. Let's make one out of propane tanks. Better yet, let's make a double one out of propane tanks. And why? Because we're going to use the top chamber for our burner, and we're going to use the bottom chamber for our wood storage. Everything's going to be totally self-contained. And we're going to use normal, everyday 6-inch stovepipe all the way up. And why is it so tall? It's to keep the smoke out of our faces when we're trying to have a good time on the patio visiting with our friends, of course. And, well, we might as well start at the top. So, there's no welding. Everything done here is done with a drill, high-speed hand drill, and angle grinder. And what I've done is, of course, devalved and degassed these tanks safely in a safe manner. So there's many videos on how to do this safely. Look it up. Make sure you fully understand how to expel all the propane gas. Propane is heavier than air, ambient air, and it's going to try to stay in the tanks. You got to get it all out. You can't just release it all from the valve. It's going to lay inside the tank. Alright, so let's go to the stove flange. Flange is a repurposed, recycled old flange. This particular one, I believe, was off an old Russian oscilloscope. I think this was part of the air venting blower cooling unit for it. But as you can see, that's what it actually looks like. And let's look inside at my cut, where I've cut it with the angle grinder. And you can see how big I've made the hole. So this is 6-inch. So this hole is about 5-inch. And that way I'm not going to have smoke wafting out of the firebox. It's going to all be expelled because I'm going to get a good draft, good pull. A lot of people mess that up with stoves and fireplaces, is they don't get adequate draft. In other words, you want to have the overdraft equal or even greater than the underdraft or underfire, which is incoming air. So you get pull in and then hot gases are expelled. That way you can open and close the stove door without getting face full of smoke. And the normal way is people control it with a manual damper. They'll actually open it before, all the way before they open the stove door and put in wood or check the fires. That way that you get adequate pull draft. So if that ever happened to you, that might be what you messed up. Okay, so we've gone through that. The entire unit's painted in high temp stove black to prevent rust, of course. This is going to be outside. And our first is our firebox burn chamber. And I'll show you what we've done here. And I've made a small homemade undergrate just out of some old steel plate grating off of I can't remember, a computer modem or something, but I've just put a couple bolts in it to hold it off the bottom surface so you get airflow going underneath your pile. And then I've just, with washers and a bolt, I've drilled through the bottom of the tank and connected it right through the valve hole for the old valve stem of the tank underneath, and I've washered it so the two tanks are anchored together. And for the legs, I've just left the original propane legs on the unit, like so. And the interior I've painted in high temp stove black as well, just to make the tank last longer. Although these tanks will last a long time. This is roughly 9 or 10 gauge steel. It has to be heavy duty for these propane tank bottles because these are actually rated to like 350 psi. It's a lot of pressure. And then for my opening, I've simply used a cardboard pattern I put on here and marked it with a Sharpie. I wanted a nice good big opening, and then I just cut this with an angle grinder. Then I used a grinding wheel to deburr it so I don't snag and cause any hand injuries, of course. And the bottom chamber is the same way, except this one's square. And then I'll just keep my extra wood down here, and then everything's all contained. Nice and neat. Like so. Now that's another thing, is you're going to want to cut your wood to size to fit your unit, of course. Or whatever you're burning. Maybe you burn charcoal, maybe you burn something else. And a unit like this will last many, many years. I've had one here that's lasted a long time, and it's been outside through brutal winter after brutal winter after brutal winter. So that's the double. Now we can go on and show you some of these other units, if you want to stick with me. This isn't a high budget channel, people. This is showing you how to do it yourself channel. And I don't really care about any bells and whistles or anything like that. So anyway, so this is a small chimenea, and for this one I've used a single propane tank, and I've cut 3 air openings, like so. So that this one, when it's small and sitting down and burning, everyone can enjoy the fire from pretty much any angle. And for my undergrade, I've just used a piece of, again, recycled heavy-duty stainless steel industrial screening, salvaged from a dumpster. I've got an old flange salvaged from a dumpster. Moving on. Here's another version I've done out of a single tank. This one's open-ended, and this is more like an outdoor fireplace. So again, I've cut the 3 openings, treated the whole thing high temp stove black, and then so you don't have hots and stuff constantly going out, I've encased the inside with heavy fence screen, as well as the bottom, just to help to contain the wood. This one you can pack right up to the top. That's kind of the idea, so you don't have stuff rolling out the sides on fire or anything. And you can see how I just made all 3 of those even, like so. And this opening, I think I just took a large circle of cardboard and put it on here and just cut this with an angle grinder out. And then ground it all down, deburred it all. It's a very cool, very pleasing project to build. Sure to bring you many, many hours of enjoyment. Thanks for watching my channel. Thank you for all my great comments. I get very, very few bad comments. Usually they involve poor lighting or sound, and sorry, I can't afford a GoPro or anything. I'm on a little cheapo camera. But like I said, that's not the point of this channel. The point of this channel is just to get some information across. Thanks for watching. Take care of you and your families.